So I'm 5 weeks out of surgery, 5 weeks and one day after having full hysterectomy, including both ovaries, um, cervix, uterus, fallopian tubes, for severe stage 4 deep infiltrating endometriosis. You may or may not know that already. The reason why I am putting out this video is not for sympathy, not for woe is me. That's not what I'm trying to get here. What I'm trying to do is raise awareness for things that women experience that nobody talks about. It is profound, and quite honestly, I think it kills. I believe women between the ages of 45 to 55 are most likely to commit suicide. And while I can't cite any specific research that confirms this, I don't think it's a far stretch to imagine that hormones and menopause play a part in that. So what I want to share here is a little more about my experience recovering from this surgical menopause that I am going through. And since the surgery, I have been to the hospital twice, once for excessive bleeding, as if my water broke, but it was all blood. It was terrifying. I also went to the hospital. I have had, quite honestly, I don't even remember the second time I went and why I went there, but, I'll tell you what it was. I was having chest pains and shortness of breath, which I guess is all par for the course. Everything checked out normal. So similar to ramping up to like an antidepressant, which takes about 6 weeks approximately to get any benefits from, you're essentially asking somebody that's already on a very, very slippery slope and dealing with depression to sit there and wait for the medicine to maybe work. And then after 6 weeks, if it doesn't work, you're asking them to hang on for another 6 weeks to try another medicine. Sometimes these meds make people worse, sometimes they help. But that's a lot to ask of somebody that is potentially suicidal and having a really hard time. Similar to that, HRT, hormone replacement therapy, is a very slow climb, and you cannot increase dosage immediately. You cannot go to the highest dose immediately. You have to do it incrementally, and you have to do it over time. And I am now 5 weeks out. They're not allowed to really even start HRT till about a month out, but my surgeon put me on the lowest dose of estrogen at 2 weeks out. So it's been about 3 weeks on estrogen. I am on about half as much as what I probably need to be on. I have to wait another week or two, hopefully a week, to up my dose again. And what I'm experiencing right now, after 2 hospital visits and 4 different antibiotics for infections that I've had post-op, what I'm experiencing now is profound anxiety, debilitating anxiety attacks that are brought on by sort of normal life things that people deal with, and my inability to kind of cope with those things. And then there are times when I just have sporadic anxiety and panic attacks that have gotten so bad that last night, what I would say was it was psychosis. It was not just a panic attack, which is bad enough as it is. But what I'm experiencing is confusion and possibly even like delusional thoughts and intrusive thoughts that I can't get rid of. They're cyclic. I can't get rid of them. They just keep going, and they are so disturbing to the point where I feel unsafe. So last night I was in that state. I was having a really hard time falling asleep, and I went to Shauna, and she held me, and I wrapped myself up in the dogs, and I took a Klonopin. Part of this journey has been, this is something else I'm going to share because I think shame kills, and I fucking hate shame, and I, again, think we need to speak up about what we're dealing with because it's more common than not. I've been on benzos for 2 years. Unfortunately, I was dealing with some really bad doctors a while back when I was going through some stuff, and I was put on benzos because I wasn't on the right antidepressant medicine. So I was put on benzos, and I became dependent, and I've been on them for 2 years now. And shortly before the surgery, I started to decrease my dose over time. I was working with my doctor to do that. And the goal was to get off the benzos before the surgery because I knew that there would be a period of time where I wouldn't be able to take them after the surgery. So I went into the surgery with no medicine, no benzos in my system. Came out of the surgery, and all my estrogen was just depleted, and including progesterone and testosterone. All of those play a role in your mood, anxiety, depression, all of those things, and physically too. Muscles, nerves, etc. Your central nervous system is controlled largely by estrogen, or influenced by estrogen. And so I was off Klonopin. I was very proud of myself for getting to that point where I was able to get off of this medicine that I'd become addicted to. Dependent on is a better word, actually. And yesterday I had to go back. And I think moving forward I'm going to have to continue using Klonopin to get through this period until I'm on a dose of estrogen that is able to support me where I need to be. And this is really hard to sit with. It's really hard to accept. I'm stubborn, and I've been struggling for a while now, and I really did not want to have to go back onto Klonopin and depend on benzos. There are long-term side effects being on those for long-term, and it's not what I want. So I'm frustrated, and I quite honestly feel like a failure in some ways for having to do this, but at the same time, I need to deal with where I'm at. I have to deal with myself in terms of like where I'm at, and I can't lie to myself. So this is where I'm at today, and I hope this helps somebody. I don't know who it might help, but I hope it helps somebody. Again, I'm not doing this because I want any sympathy. I don't need you to tell me you're sorry. I really don't. I don't need friends that say, I'm sorry. Everybody's got their shit that they're dealing with, and I am not here to say that mine is bigger than yours. I am solely doing this with a purpose in mind to potentially help someone else and to potentially remove some of the stigma and shame around what women go through when we deal with this. It is challenging enough to go through regular menopause. And I spoke with my surgeon this morning. She told me these are symptoms people experience with regular menopause, and they're heightened tenfold with surgical menopause. So I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, which is grind it out, stay as strong as humanly fucking possible, rely on family and friends who have the capacity to be there for me right now. And what does that mean? What does that look like? I'll tell you what that looks like. I don't need people that are going to tell me what to do. I don't need people to tell me they're sorry for me. I need friends that are able to sit there with me, hold my hand, give me a hug, and to just be there. That's it. I don't need anyone to absorb this or put this on themselves. Yeah, that's it. Just wanted to get this out there. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get this out there. I think sharing your story and sharing your voice and giving voice to things that don't have a voice is powerful. And that's what I'm here to do. Peace.